All right, so we have some fun fail photos, electrical fail photos that we've put together, and I thought we'd have a little, a good laugh looking at them.
That sounds great.
All right, what do we got here? See, I don't see the problem. This is exactly okay. This is exactly what I was talking about when I said that at first. Getting as many lights, as many. There's a power bar there as well. Yeah, that is very dangerous. I mean, you could probably touch that anything coming off of that and feel the heat that outlet is giving off.
I mean, there's just so many different wires. There's shielded cable. There's power strips. There's a power strip on a power strip. I mean,
Yeah,
so I look at it this way: be reasonable, right? And that picture is just unreasonable. And I think anybody that would look at that would say the same.
yeah, absolutely. That is like what I would hope on the far side of don't do this. Again, don't overload your circuits. There's a code for a reason to protect you, protect your equipment, and your family. So don't do that. What do we got next? Oh my God, that is just.
I don't think that would work.
I don't think it would work either. I mean, there's not a complete loop, and it's not even plugged into anything. But that's an interesting picture. Maybe that's how they don't lose their plug on the extension on the end there.
I guess. I mean, that brings us to another point, right? And you see in that picture that particular extension cord has a ground connector, right? So you see
Yeah.
the bottom there. That's the
Hmm.
ground wire. It looks and it appears that the receptacle that it's going into, that would go into your wall, would not have that ground connector connected. So
Mm,
I'm not quite sure that would be a grounded circuit. Um,
right. Yeah, and
my
that's another great point as well. Is how many times I've seen people break the ground off of their plug because maybe they have an old outlet or an old extension cord or an old power bar. They're like, oh well, it doesn't have a ground, so we'll just break it off because we don't need that anyway because it'll still give us power. Don't do that. That's very unsafe.
That is just not it. The product is manufactured the way that it's manufactured for a reason.
Yeah,
Anytime that you modify a manufactured product, you're probably not looking at the best case solution for the application.
yeah, exactly. All right, what else do we have here? I think we have some more pictures. Oh wow.
Oh, oh
That looks like a
wow,
European plug. So that'd be 220. That's
yeah.
a lot of electricity going through that. That it just completely melted that power bar.
So to me, that's one of two things, right? That's either a transient, a surge that caused that to happen,
Hmm.
or it's just a flat overcurrent that
Right.
over time, created enough heat to melt that particular surge strip. Or I wouldn't even think that's a surge strip. That kind of looks just like a power strip. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's another point. So there's a misconception that if you buy a power bar that we've been referring to the whole time we're talking, that it has built-in surge in the actual power bar. Some do,
Mm,
some do, but others
yeah.
do not. And they're not going to protect you from transients or surges. Make sure that you're reading labels when you're buying those. Eaton offers a surge receptacle, which is it's a less bulky version of a surge strip. So it's a duplex receptacle that has surge built into the receptacle itself. So you
Hmm.
don't have to worry about the long surge strips that they sell next to the electrical equipment in the in your electrical aisles.
Right. That's a great point. Yeah. So those little cheap dollar store power bars that people buy. I mean, in my life, I've owned a few until I learned about proper power bars. They're not surge protected. It's in your best interest to spend a little bit extra money and get one that is surge protected.
I agree.
And you know what? On the topic of that picture, what would you say to someone who has on the outlet itself, if you have some charring around one of the plugs? Obviously, that is you want that looked into by an electrician.
Yeah, over time, products have the tendency to break down, and
Hmm.
electrical products, as the flow of energy goes through them, it's important to keep, your mind's eye on your receptacles. Take a look at them. Make sure there's no charring. If there's an odor that's coming from your electrical outlet, it's probably caused by heat or something burning off of the actual electrical receptacle. So, be cognizant of those things. And it's a great time, like I said, as you're pulling out your holiday decorations and you're plugging them into a wall, it's a great time to just take a brief moment and take a look at those and do a quick inspection.
Absolutely. Steve Bowen says, when you guys say power bar, I keep thinking about the protein snack. Don't know if that's a Canadian thing, but I call them surge protectors or power strips. Too funny. Well, Steve, Eric's from the States, so I'm not sure. Power bar, maybe it's just one of those things like you get lazy over time and you just start making it into your own terms. But when I say power bar, now I'm thinking protein bar, but I usually think, your
hungry.
power strip. You're getting hungry? So I think we have a couple minutes left. Oh yeah, there we go. That's another perfect example. Look at that. Oh my God. That is a nightmare. There's a power bar that is fully maxed out, as well as that extension at the outlet that's fully maxed out. I hope that was taken as a picture to say, don't do this. And there was a licensed electrician or someone, maybe a fire extinguisher right near that. That's dangerous.
Yeah, that almost seems like it's not a real photo, right? Like, it's so
You'd
close
hope it
to
wasn't.
the Christmas tree, so close to it, and you've just got so many things plugged in at different angles and reducers and things. Wow, I mean that's
scary.
But that's why we're having this conversation, right? Because maybe some folks don't understand how scary that actually is.
Yeah, and I think that's a great point. Is that you look at that and you might think, well, I mean, the lights are on. My breaker's not tripping. I'm not getting any signs that this is a problem. But the fact of the matter is, it's a lot of power going through there, and that can be overloaded. That can overheat, and that can cause a fire.
Absolutely.